Spectator Sport, a sport right for spectators where spectators unite and spectate on all the things that we can't play or things that we can't do. So we just spectate. Hey. I thought about it, folks.
I love that. Think about it.
I thought about it, Mr. President. Thanks again for tuning in, folks. Welcome to Spectator Sport. We want to thank you to the Miss Holland Jungle for the name recognition. Without you, we couldn't be who we are. Thanks again for tuning in to Spectator Sport. Follow us on Twitter at SpectatorSport, the #1. I know my attorney would not agree with me just doing what I just did, but it's all right. Holland Jungle in the building. You know, it's all good vibes. Let's continue on.
Got an attorney?
We got the talent in the building. Say something, talent.
Talent's in the building. We got a special guest.
We got a surprise for you today, folks. We got the bass god in the building. I think he's Lil B. Radio Raheem. I don't know what he is. Introduce yourself, sir.
He's a schizo.
Hey, Radio Raheem in the building. Quality of life. Get your workout on.
Quality of life. I like that one.
I like that quality of life. Folks, that is what it's all about. A better quality of life. If you want to increase your quality of life, you're going to start listening to Spectator Sport on a daily. Because outside of that, you're not doing anything. You're just wasting time. You're just running around. You're a hamster on a wheel. Let's talk about March Madness, because that's what it's all about. NCAA tournament is going crazy. We had two major upsets. The biggest upset that I mean,
should have been unbelievable. Should have been three big upsets.
I don't know anyone with the bracket still intact. I mean,
Obama's
bracket has been done what? The first
Tonight I'm
day
announcing
president's bracket, so I know it ain't fixed. So let's go ahead and continue. Radio Raheem, what do you think about Duke and Mizzou losing?
Mizzou, you know, I wasn't really sure what it got with. I'm still surprised they lost as early as they did. But, you know, it nothing compares to my Duke Blue Devils going down to Lehigh. You lose to a team with high in it, you think of drugs and proms. No reason, no excuse, biggest shocker ever, in my opinion.
I mean, Duke, I told you, what happens with these teams that's not that... What kills these type of teams, these fundamental teams in Duke, are... I'm not racist, black athletes.
Whoa! I'm not racist, but the black athlete kills you.
Listen to me.
Wow.
Let me tell you what black athletes kill. Because Duke is not a very athletic team besides Rivers. But when you got a point guard that Lehigh has that's abusing them the whole game because no one can stay in front of him and he's athletic, this is what happens. They couldn't stop that kid. That kid was abusing them the whole game. What did he score? I think he scored like 28 points. What did he score, Raheem? Radio?
I think he scored about 22, 23. But I disagree with this. Duke's not athletic.
They're not. Duke is not athletic. Besides Rivers is the only one on that team who can create his own shot. He's the only guy that can create his own shot. They're a fundamental team.
It's not all about creating your own shot. That doesn't make you athletic or not. There's players who create their own shot that aren't athletes.
No, they're not. Son. Well, why can no one stay in front of that kid? He plays at Lehigh. You're Duke Blue Devils. You just won national championships last year. And you're telling me the athleticism of that kid wasn't killing Duke? They couldn't even do nothing with him. That means not just he's scoring, he's creating opportunities for other guys when he's taking them off the dribble. So that is something that's always going to be a knock against Duke. Not saying it's a bad thing, but that's something that, got them in the end. You got bounced out by Lehigh University.
I'll say one thing. The Duke teams of the past, and in general, Duke teams, obviously the criteria to get into Duke is pretty high, so not every athlete is able to get in. Now, obviously, the teams are more diverse teams with a lot more white players. I'll say this, though. Duke team is always known to have that one special athletic type of player that was able to get in and do. They always got, they have Austin Rivers. Austin Rivers is a great player, but I just don't think, like you said, they're just not athletic enough. And like you said, if you can't stay in front of, in the NBA, it's a point guard league, and like I tell you this, the NCAA is a mini NBA, so point guards really are the difference makers, and if you can't guard the point position, you're definitely in trouble, and Duke showed it. What about the Mizzou loss? What was the reason of that particular loss, Raheem? What do you think about that one?
Well, like I said, Missouri, I mean, it was a shocking loss because of the seeding, but I wasn't really high on Mizzou. You know, they got the 2 seed. You know, they're supposed to go far in the tournament. But, I mean, I wasn't that shocked. You know, it wasn't a monumental victory. I mean, because it's Mizzou. Mizzou's not known for playing basketball.
No, Mizzou I disagree with this guy. No, stop it. Stop it. Mizzou was picked to go far in this tournament.
Recharge battery now.
Listen to me.
I know these guys are
Listen to me. Mizzou was picked to go far in this tournament. But let me tell you what got Mizzou. Once again, I'm not a racist, but black teams with a lot of athleticism on the team, this is what killed a lot of these teams. No, I'm telling the truth. Because if you watch it, what's on the court at Norfolk State? It was all black players, and they were athletic. That means they could run with you, they could play with you. They might not be able to shoot the three ball well, or fundamentally sound and a little undisciplined, but at the end of the day, their athleticism is going to benefit them, and this is why they're able to pull off these upsets. It's the 3-point ball. If a team can shoot threes good, that's another way to get past a high seed like that. But what's Norfolk State? They were all black athletic guys who can, at the end of the day, stick with these kids, and they cause problems.
Folks, anytime you preface a statement, a racist statement, by claiming that you're not a racist, you're a racist.
It's not racist. I'm black, so I can't be racist. I'm just saying.
You black people are not racist? Are you kidding me?
I promise.
You're not racist against other races?
Athleticism.
I mean, black is not the only race. You can be racist against other races. You can be
black
racist against
players are always
Latinos.
more athletic than any other player.
Me, myself, I have nothing against Latinos. Matter of fact, I love Latinas.
Well, let me go ahead and correct myself. Athleticism kills teams like Duke, and Mizzou's pretty athletic. But at the end of the day, they ran into a team, to me, that it caused that problem where you can't stay in front of guards and people are D'ing you up. That's what it is.
Okay, now let's go on to the next topic. Who do you think has the best chance at beating number one in the remaining teams? So you have Kentucky, Indiana. You also have number one Syracuse, who barely survived their particular game versus Vanderbilt. That's a number one. Still, you have
Syracuse versus Wisconsin.
No, UNC. UNC is another number one that's still.
Excuse me, I apologize. Yeah, Syracuse versus Wisconsin. Folks, let me just say one thing. I apologize for me not having my information correct. It did come from the talent, so that's the reason why it's not correct.
Well, if you don't, first of all, the information is correct. He just doesn't know how to read the brackets, ladies and gentlemen. But like I said, if you're talking about 1 seeds that still could be upset, that I think UNC.
Who's the next one to lose? You think
UNC can lose to USF. I think they'll beat Creighton, but USF is one of those teams again that plays great defense, very athletic and tough. They can get to the basket and cause a lot of problems for a UNC team that's very athletic as well. But USF to me has just been playing great, and that's the team that I think can upset UNC. If you're talking about a 12 seed. Who has the best chance, or any other seed that has the best chance to upset a number 1 seed right now? I think it's USF.
Let me guess. And USF can beat UNC because they're black athletes, right?
I said because they have great athleticism.
That sounds right.
I said great athleticism always gives teams problems. It just does. It's proven. Look what just happened in Mizzou and your Duke Blue Devils. When you can't stay in front of guards because your team is not, you don't have no guards with the speed, this is what happens. I'm just telling you this to the facts.
I understand your example, but Marshall from North Carolina is probably top 3 guards in the nation.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not saying North Carolina has athleticism. I said North Carolina's very athletic. That's why they blew Duke off the floor when they went to their home, which I told you that was going to happen too. I texted you that night and said Duke will lose. I told you that. So I know UNC can play, and they have athleticism all over the floor. But I'm just telling you, USF does as well. So that's what I'm saying.
The number one seed that will lose. Not might, chance, maybe. Kentucky will lose.
Tonight I'm announcing
Kentucky will lose.
To who?
Why? Because they're all 18 years old, and when you get deep in the tournament, you start playing against men. You start playing against juniors and seniors, beating up on these weak-minded kids who go out to the NBA next year for no reason. Kentucky will lose.
I disagree.
Indiana, I'm picking Indiana over Kentucky.
I disagree. I disagree with that.
All right, Raheem, I got a quick question for you. You didn't mention guys going to the NBA for no reason and guys making hasty decisions. Do you think Austin Rivers take the jump to the NBA after 1 year at Duke?
Absolutely not. His dad won't let him because his dad knows he ain't ready.
Nah.
If he was one of those kids that was financially strapped, family need cash, he'd go into the league. But he don't need it. He gonna sit there for 4 years, develop his game, and then go to the NBA.
I think he leaves because he just doesn't fit in that program to me. He's not a Duke player to me. He doesn't fit into what the coach wants to do.
What's wrong? He's too black?
He's a guy. He's not even black if you really look at his skin tone. If you look at Austin Rivers' games compared to what Mike likes to run, he doesn't fit into that. He's an isolate, one-on-one kid, likes to take people off the dribble. This is what he likes to do. He wants to do his own thing. With Mike, he wants you to run his system. And Rivers is not that type of guard. He doesn't want to run a system. He wants you to give him the ball, clear out, I can create my own shot. I don't need no help. I don't need no screens. I don't need none of that. I like to pull the deep three, or I like to try to get to the basket.
So he is black.
He is black. I guess he is.
He likes to take his own shots, play his own game. He wants to be selfish and wants to be the man. Black athlete.
I'm not labeled as a black athlete. I just don't think he needs to be in college at this point in time because his game, he get to the basket, he shoots the three well. Why stay at Duke for what? What do you have to prove at Duke? I mean, you're not going to win a national title there probably the next 3 years. Probably not.
I definitely think he should stay at least another year. I think
why though? Why?
Because of the coaching that he's gonna get playing under Mike Krzyzewski and just preparing him to be a professional.
Kyrie Irving barely played last year, and I like Rivers over Irving to be honest with you.
Kyrie Irving.
Excuse me?
Not Kyrie Irving.
I like Irving. I mean, Rivers over Irving to be honest with you.
You like who?
I like Austin
It's
Rivers
a
over
different
Kyrie
position.
Irving.
I think it's a different position.
No,
he's playing the point, and he's playing the
what's
two.
his name?
Austin Rivers can't play the point.
No, because he really doesn't play the
played
point
the
though
two.
like that.
He plays
he's
off
a
guard
scoring
position.
guard though. He's a scoring guard. He's not a distributor.
He's a two guard. He's not a point guard. He's a two
Come on,
guard.
it's just like Dirk. People call Dirk a four. Dirk's really not a four.
He is a four, and he may be a five.
Dirk
he is a four.
Not a four. You're
is a
crazy
four.
if you believe Dirk's a four. Like
He is
D
a four.
Rose. D Rose is not a true guard. D Rose is a two, but he's running the point.
He's a point.
No, he's not. He's a two. A point does not play the game of basketball. D Rose looks to shoot before he looks to pass. That's not what point guards do.
That's
you
the
look to get your teammates
He's
involved.
a shoot first point guard.
Point guards do now. That's not what they did in the past, but that's what they do now.
But that means you're not running. You're really a two guard. You're a shooting guard. That's why they have the position shooting guard. You're not a point guard. And Kyrie Irving, I think he can play the one or the two, but he's not. He's a true point guard. He's not.
I guess only the shooting.
Huh?
Excuse me. I apologize. I'm not too well averse in the rules of this particular game. So only the shooting guard shoots. Is that correct?
No. What are you talking about?
Because
son?
that's what you're telling me.
No,
He's
what
a
I'm trying to
shooting
tell
guard,
you is-
so he shoots. What the hell are you talking about?
You not understand the
Tonight
game
I'm
of basketball, son? There's positions in basketball. There's things what each position is supposed to do.
He shoots.
Exactly.
Huh? Excuse me?
Chris Paul shoots. Steve Nash shoots.
No, Chris
They
Paul.
say Chris-
Those guys can get
Steve Nash-
those guys look to get their teammates involved. D Rose does not. He's their first option of scoring. He is not a two guard. He is a two guard. He shoots too much.
let me say this one time.
Those guys are not true point guards. You guys don't understand what the difference between a point guard and a shooting guard is. I don't think I should be talking basketball with you.
Think about that.
It's simple and it's easy.
They average 7, 8 assists a game. That's point guard.
Exactly.
Excuse me?
I mean, 2 guards average 8 assists a game.
What'd you say?
None.
I didn't hear what he said.
How
Say
many
that again?
2 guards average 8 assists a game? That's what he's saying.
Why
If
is
they're
it
going to
2 guards?
average 8 assists
No.
a game, you can't call them a 2. They're
Who are you
points
talking
still,
about?
even if they shoot first.
get 25.
Derrick Rose average 8 assists a game.
Derrick Rose shoots the ball way too much to be a point guard. He
He averages 8 assists.
He is the only option when this kid takes the ball down the floor. A point guard looks to do what?
No, he's
Make
the
his teams
best
better.
option.
He makes his teammates better. That's what a point guard's traditionally. LeBron's a different animal, obviously, just like Magic Johnson. What I'm trying to say is, what we're talking about is this. Rivers can go in the league right now, if, like I just said, if Kyrie Irving can. You're saying Rivers, what in Rivers' game that Kyrie has in his game that Rivers lacks? Please tell me what it is.
I guarantee you, Rivers won't be Rookie of the Year or anywhere in the conversation if he goes to the league next year.
You tell me why, though. That kid can score the ball and he has a better shot than Kyrie Irving. You can't tell me why. Tell me why.
That's all a lie.
That's a lie?
Games.
You're telling me Austin Rivers don't shoot the 3 ball better than Kyrie Irving. Do you see what that kid did? Do you see what that kid pulls that trigger from? That kid can shoot.
All right, guys.
The kid can shoot. Listen, the kid can shoot, but Kyrie Irving, the NBA saw 8 games of this kid and said, we're going to make you number 1 pick in the draft, and you're going to play 8 games, and you're undersized. You mean to tell me you think Austin Rivers, if he played 8 games this year, could have left and went to the league? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, I do. I think if he
think
comes
so.
out this year, he is the number 1 pick.
I definitely don't think so, Tal. I think you're.
Who's
I
the number
think
1
you're
pick?
a lunatic.
If Austin Rivers is not the number 1 pick, if Austin Rivers is not the number 1
This
pick in
just
this year's
solidifies
draft,
my
tell
thought.
me who is. If Austin Rivers is not the number 1 pick in this year's draft, you tell me who is. Please enlighten me.
The
I
kid
would
from
love to see
Carolina, what was the 4?
Barnes? No, get out of here. Harrison Barnes is the number 1 pick this year. That's a joke. Anthony Davis? Hey, Anthony Davis, I'll give you a
the dude
fight.
from Ohio State.
Jared Sullinger? Oh my gosh, I wouldn't even put him in the
How
top
many
10.
7-footers? How many legit
He's
7-footers
not
in the league?
Jared
are there?
Sullinger's like 6'7".
Get out of here.
He's 6'7", he's unathletic.
Jared Sullinger is not 6'7". He's a 7-footer.
Jared Sullinger is not no 7-footer. Are
He
you
is a
kidding?
7-footer.
Serious?
7 feet tall.
Go look that up right. Cortex, pull that up. That kid's not no 7 feet.
He's a 7-footer,
No, he's
kid.
not.
He's 7'1". They've been
That
talking
kid
about him
is
being a
not
7-footer since he got there.
That is the shortest
Come on.
7-footer I've ever seen in my life. You're telling me he's the size of Andrew Bynum.
7 foot don't lie,
Let me ask you something. So
He
you're
may
telling me...
not be as long, but he's a 7-footer.
His name is too black for me. How do you spell it?
Jared Sullinger. Folks, the talent has an issue with the black athlete in America.
I have no
He
issue.
feels
I was
the
a black athlete in America, you
should
genius.
not be at Duke.
Jared Sullinger, 7'1" is a lie.
Hey, this is
What is that,
talent.
6'9"?
Hey, talent.
6'9", touchdown. He's not even 6'9". He's probably 6'7", 6'8". I don't know what you guys get.
86 pounds?
Yeah, he's a big kid. I don't know what these guys got 7'1" for. That guy's small. He's not athletic. Go ahead.
Here's the talent. Just so you know, Kyrie Irving shot 52% from the field last year at Duke and 46% from 3. And Austin Rivers shot 36% from 3 and 43% from the field. So
Yeah, because Kyrie Irving didn't play in all the games. Rivers did. He didn't play in all his games, so obviously it's going to give him a better shooting percentage when he didn't play in all the games.
You want to do the first 11 games of Rivers' career versus Kyrie? Is that what you want to do?
No, what I want to do is each one of them have a full season, and then we can that would tell the tale. Not he played half of the games of the season and then, he has a better shooting percentage. No. At the end of the day, Rivers' 3-ball to me is way better than Kyrie Irving's, and I think he gets to the basket better too.
Hey, that's a problem. To you.
The only player that would go over Rivers is Anthony Davis. That's it. That's the only player.
All right, folks, let me go ahead and interject for a second. We got to make sure that you know where to find us, folks. You can check us at Spectator Sport, the #1. on Twitter. You can also find us at Facebook, Spectator Sport. Like our Facebook pages. Please add us, friend us. We love to interact with you. We have a lot of interactions on Facebook at FUK Josh on Facebook, at Ronnie _ Lott on Ronnie Lott on Facebook, at Holland Jungle on Facebook. Thanks again for tuning in to Spectator Sport. This is a show where the average fan gets a voice. Radio Raheem in the building, showing us love, coming in live from Tampa, doing it big in the city. We down here in the Magic City. Thanks again for tuning in to Spectator Sport. Let's go ahead and switch it up. March Madness is driving me a little bit mad. Let's go ahead and talk about the big boys. Let's talk about the boys who do it for the money. I know the college kids get the money on the low, but let's talk about the cats that get the money on the front. Let's talk about Let's talk about the firing of the Knicks head coach. I'm not in line with the talent scheme. But you know what, folks? Okay, before we get to D'Antoni chilling in Italy, I mean, let's go ahead and talk about the NFL because the talent doesn't want to talk about the NBA. Let's talk about the NFL. Let's go ahead and talk about the signing of Mario Williams, a 6-year deal worth over $100 million. Is that a good or bad move for the Bills with their extra old GM?
And nobody circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills. That signing is huge for the team. The Bills now have the best front line in football. Marcel Garrett, Kyle Williams. Kyle Williams is probably top 3 D tackles, very underrated. And then when you add Mario, it's a formidable front. We don't have to blitz linebackers to bring any other help. We get pressure with the front four. Huge move by Buffalo. Look for it. That's 5-1 start. We're going to maintain that all season. Bills in the playoffs because of this move.
I mean, I don't have a problem with the signing because it's Mario
Bills
Williams.
in the whoa. I'm sorry, Talon. I apologize for interjection, but Radio Raheem, I think you need to be off the radio if you're gonna put the Bills in the playoff after this one move. They didn't have an issue at the DM position, like you said. Aaron Schobel was playing lights out. Aaron Maben didn't work out, but he had a better year than he's had in the past. I mean, this Buffalo Bills team wasn't weak at the DM position. Their weakness still exists. And like I say, if Fred Jackson is not healthy the whole year to be able to carry that load the way he did, and if that quarterback is going to play the way he played after getting that big money, I don't know if he at KOD, G5, wherever Fitzpatrick is at, but he need to get his behind back in the gym and working it back in his playbook because the Buffalo Bills have no chance going to the playoffs. I'm reporting it today. They go to the top 3 seeds, and that you're not going to be better than the Fins. You're not going to be better than the Jets, and you're definitely not going to be better than the Patriots. Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. The wagon just got exploded.
Okay, well, I kind of disagree with you as well. I kind of disagree with you as well, but the Mario Williams signing, I mean, the only problem that I do have with Mario Williams is I heard a disturbing stat. He only had 2 years of double-digit sacks. I mean, he's been in the league for 6 years. You're getting paid $100 million. I'm really not a huge, I mean, I understand that, the stats don't tell the whole story of a game, but 2 years of only double-digit sacks, Mario.
Whoa!
I mean, you're 6'7", 290 pounds. You ran a 4.40 at the combine. You're a monster. I mean, I would think you at least have, you would have broke the sack record by now. But it's a big signing for the Bills. It's obviously going to help their defense to create more pressure with Darius and those other guys that you mentioned. I mean, it's a big signing. But that's the only problem, the issue that I would have. I mean, why do I only see 2 years of double-digit sacks and you've been in the league for 6 years, number 1 overall pick over Reggie? I mean, it's just something to think about. I mean, I don't know what the reason could be. We don't know. I mean, I just don't know. But that's the only problem. Huh?
You talking like the guy's a bum.
I'm not talking like the guy's a bum. He's a 6'7". He's 6'7", dude. He's 6'7", 290 pounds.
The next year, but he missed games, and he missed basically all last year.
So So then, I mean, like I said, so there's a problem. So he can't stay on the field. So you tell me he has a health issue. He's not durable. I mean, to give a guy $16.5 million per season, that's a lot of money. I mean, he has to stay on the field. I mean, you sign him, that's great. But now, is he going to stay healthy enough for him to actually contribute to help the team out? I mean, yes, the Bills, the takeaways as far as the picks went last season, it was off the charts. They were ball hawks in that secondary. I mean, add him to the fold if he, can stay on the field. I'm not talking about he's a bum, but 6'7", 294, 440, I think that should equal at least 14 to 15 sacks a year.
6'6", 283.
Sorry? I'm sorry, sir?
He's 6'6", 283.
6'6", 283, it don't matter. 6'6",
440.
it doesn't matter. The guy's a beast. I mean, could the money have went in other places, try to go sign a Mike Wallace, get more explosive on the offensive side of the ball? Yes, but, I mean, if they feel that the defense is something that they want to, harp on more than the offense, do what you need to do. But I think to try to pursue a free agent like Mike Wallace to give up a first-round pick or whatever you had to give up to get him, I think that probably could have been a better move because that adds him with Stevie Johnson on the other end. That's a high-powered offense. You know what I'm saying?
We scored points last year. We scored points.
I just don't think, besides Stevie Johnson, I don't really like your receivers that much, though. That's the thing. I mean, I think if you add Mike Wallace into that fold down there with Fred Jackson, that's tough, man.
I'm thinking the Bills will draft the receiver. I'm thinking they'll probably draft the receiver. Michael Floyd.
Floyd definitely, I mean, if you get a guy like Floyd in there, that definitely makes a big difference. Let's go ahead and talk about something else. I'm tired of circling the Buffalo Bills' terrible wagon. Come on, make the playoffs. When the last time you guys made the playoffs? I don't want to talk about a team that's not winning. Talent talk about winning. It doesn't matter about stats. And he's over here telling me about Mario Williams only having 2 double-digit stat seasons. I thought you don't care about stats. You only don't care about stats when it relates to Tebow. Let's go ahead and talk about something else.
Did I say that just concerns me? I cannot say he affects the game in other ways, but it just concerns me.
Vincent Jackson was just signed by Vincent Jackson and Eric Wright, and Pro Bowl guard Carl Nicks signed with the Bucks. Does that make the Bucks team instant contender? And Raheem Morris, you should still be there. Because you know what? If going into last season, you only sign a punter and then you get rid of Raheem Morris, that's not his fault. You can't your only free agent move was a punter, then you get rid of a coach coming off a 10-win season with a young team. You get rid of him after one bad season, and then you go and then you do this in free agency. That looked like to me. You look like you blackball Raheem Morris.
Yeah, that was
That's what it looked like to me.
That was BS. That was BS. That was BS, though. You had all that money last year.
Exactly.
And then you didn't
only
do
get a
anything
punter.
until
this year. You went and go get Greg Schiano from Rutgers. He sucked in the Big East. He couldn't win in the Big East. How you going to make him the head coach of an NFL team? That makes no sense to me. Why would you do that? This guy came off a 10-win season last year. You didn't let him, you didn't give him the opportunity to get any free agency because you didn't want to spend no money.
Exactly.
And now you pick up these 3 guys. Money. That doesn't make any sense.
Then you get an agent at the helm. Now you want to spend money. You don't want to spend money with brothers.
A guy who couldn't even win in college, you went and picked up. I don't even like the hire, to be honest with you. When I heard that he was getting hired, I was like, ugh. But like I said, those 3.
Greg Schiano is an all right coach. I mean, think about it. Did you even know Rutgers had a football program until he got there?
Yeah, I didn't know Rutgers had a football program.
We know Rutgers.
They were horrible.
I'll tell you this. The best thing Greg Schiano ever did at Rutgers was recruit in South Florida. That's the best thing he ever did, was put a billboard up in friggin' South Florida. After that, that's when he started winning. That's all you have to do. That's not great coaching. That's only logic.
Having your brain.
That means, just like you could have put talent at the helm, and he would have went and got the black athlete.
Yeah. I would recruit the heck out of South Florida.
I'm sure that would have made them win if you let talent go and draft the black athlete. But let's go ahead and talk about something else. Greg Schiano, hopefully, we wish you the best.
Can I get my pick in here?
Go ahead.
I mean, I don't know if that makes them contenders because just Josh Freeman. I mean, he's still up in the air. This guard called Knicks. I mean, Eric Wright. I don't know if those two guys, I mean, they're Pro Bowlers. The one guy was a Pro Bowler. I just don't know if it makes some contenders automatically hit the playoffs. That's a tough division they're in.
I say this, look at that offense, though. You got Josh Freeman at the helm. You got K2. You got K2 at the tight end. You got a difference maker at tight end. Then you got Mike Williams.
He's not really a difference maker at tight end.
Listen what I'm saying to you, though. You got Mike Williams, and then you got Vincent Jackson. So you got two pretty good receivers, and you got a pretty good tight end with a good young quarterback, and you got a beast, LeGarrette Blount, in the backfield, and you run a pretty good defensive system. So
wait a minute, don't forget,
you run that cover too. Exactly. You got Devin Joseph. Let's go.
I understand that, but I'm just not. I mean, you don't know what Josh Freeman still is. He had a good year previous year. Then he comes to this year, he tanks, and then the Williams kid, he had a horrible season. And then Blunt, yeah, he's more consistent than the other guys I would think, because he's a running back and he had talent coming out of Oregon. People just didn't know after he knocked that kid out, that guy was going to be a first-round draft pick if he didn't do that.
That's the punch heard around the world.
I don't know if that makes them a playoff team. And then you got a college coach coming in that's really not familiar with the NFL. You know what I'm saying? He's been coaching in college, so I don't know if it makes him. I don't think it does. Just me personally, it doesn't. What about you, Radio?
I think it does. You got to think about it. 2 years ago, they won 10 games, and they were, a couple fluke plays away from being in the playoffs.
Think about that.
Had a bad season last year. You pick up another threat, obviously Mike Williams, who's a pretty good receiver.
Think about that.
You got Aurelius Billion.
Think about that.
Who's a good receiver.
Think about that.
You got Winslow.
Think about that.
You got two Pro Bowl offensive linemen with three other really good offensive linemen.
Think about that.
You got Big Blunt.
Think about that. Think about that.
Bucks are looking good.
I don't know, man.
I don't think they can beat New Orleans, but I think they can get a wild card spot.
I promise.
Speaking of that division, let's talk about the signing of probably one of the best receivers, talent-wise, to ever grace the football field. Talent-wise. Not to say he put out the work. Randy Moss signs with the San Francisco 49ers after 1 year in retirement. And they also signed Mario Manningham. Now, I'm not a big 49er fan, as you guys know. Not to say I dislike the 49ers. I have nothing.
Can they please sign a quarterback?
Exactly.
Well, no.
I mean, you bringing this type of talent, get the hell, get Alex Smith away from here. But they're in the Peyton sweepstakes. If they get Peyton,
let me inform
Super Bowl
you.
Niners.
Let me educate you that we were the first team to watch Peyton Manning work out. Tuesday night in Durham. So we are pursuing a quarterback. Alex Smith is visiting the Dolphins. We are in danger of not having a quarterback, but we are in danger of winning the 3 next Super Bowls. Now with Randy Moss and Super Mario, me and Raheem already talked about this earlier, with those two guys in addition, if we get Peyton on board, we're winning the next 3 Super Bowls.
Get out of here.
The best defense in the NFL.
No way.
The best defense in the NFL, hands down, hands down. Last year, you tell me somebody who was better. With Vernon Davis,
you may win 1 or 2. 3 in a row is ridiculous. Come on, it's a lot of good teams.
I gotta agree with Charlie. Hey,
exactly.
When Peyton Manning signs with them, they need to have a heat Super Bowl party and go not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4.
And then Peyton Manning gets sacked in preseason, and then his career is over. And then you go, not 1, not 2, not 3, none. Exactly.
His neck is better than ever, buddy.
You can't just give things away.
His neck is better than ever. Like I said, hands down, the best defense last year with the running game. Vernon Davis, Randy Moss, Super Mario, Michael Crabtree, Peyton Manning. That's the Super Bowl. That's it. We didn't go to Super Bowl last year because of a receiver that had a mental lapse when he was on the field, two separate scenarios where he let the ball hit off his knee, and I even forgot the other one that he did. And we had Alex Smith at the helm. Not to diss Alex, But if we got Peyton with all
Now
that talent,
Alex is getting
it's
dissed.
this.
When I was dissing Alex during the season, when I told you the reason why I couldn't co-sign the
diss
Niners,
Alex. Did I diss Alex?
I couldn't
Did I say
co-sign
anything
the
about
Niners
Alex?
because of
Bad.
Alex.
The
Now-
Dolphins are looking to sign Alex, sir. Sorry.
Exactly. And I want to hang myself as a loyal Dolphin faithful. Alex Smith, get the hell away from Miami. We want nothing to do with you. You
First
just
of
take
all-
it behind back to 49er land. We
First
don't
of
want
all,
you.
You need to hang yourself because they traded Brandon Marshall. Now you have no other offensive weapons at the receiver on that field now. That's why you need to hang yourself because your ownerships are a bunch of retards. Oh, I'm sorry. You know, we're not supposed to say retards.
I mean, I gotta agree with the talent. That was just a retarded move, a ridiculous move. And folks, I didn't say it. The word just appeared. But let's go ahead and continue. I don't like that move. Why do you get rid of? I think they were trying to appease Peyton and wanting to get Peyton. I would say Peyton probably told him he don't want to play with B. Marshall because B. Marshall's a crybaby. He's a whiner. He's going to be a cancer. And Peyton might have said, I don't want to do it. And this is all alleged. This is all speculation. But at Spectator Sport, that's what we do. So I'm not going to lie to you, folks. I'm speculating here.
Yeah, I don't think that was the reason why they traded him.
I don't think that had anything to do with it.
Maybe
I
because
think it was just that Brandon's a troublemaker. He's a black troublemaker, right? Black guy.
He's a black athlete.
Black troublemaker. And basically,
and allegedly he punches women at nightclubs.
He signed a $40 million contract. Get this headache out of here.
Speaking of troublemakers, you can't get traded and then there's a report of you punching a woman in the face. What's going on, Brandon Marshall? We know you got multiple personalities. We like you, and we don't want to make light of those type of situations, but you can't be running around here knocking women out. It doesn't make any sense. We don't condone that type of behavior. At Spectator Sport, the #1, that type of behavior doesn't exist publicly. Folks, everything is all right.
Tonight I'm announcing
Let's go ahead and continue, folks.
Spectator
Before we
Sport.
get in trouble, the investigators are going to start listen to the show. And next thing you know, Spectator Sport is over. Let's go ahead and talk about the signing of Cortland Finnegan for $50 million. I guess millions don't mean anything because they're just throwing it to anybody. Why the hell you give Cortland Finnegan $50 million if you're the St. Louis Rams?
I
Tell
don't
me
give
something.
him. I don't give him $50 million. He's 5'0", and he got beat up real bad by Andre
I know.
Johnson. Like, I don't give that kid. I'm not saying he's not a bad corner, but $10 million a season, he is not a top 5 corner in the NFL
No
right
way.
now. You're giving that guy $10 million a season because he has a short
He's
man
top
complex.
five, though. He is top five.
He's top 5.
Folks, we're going to have to let Radio Raheem go.
You just said Cortland
top five.
Finnegan's a top 5 corner in the NFL.
Are you kidding me?
So you're putting Cortland.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question.
number
Let me name
five.
the top 5.
Let me ask you a question. Wait. You're putting Cortland Finnegan on the island by himself and say, go lock down my best receiver? You're telling me he gonna go over there and stick Megatron and lock him up?
Hey, hold on, but listen. You're being irrational. How many guys? Hey, I'm not saying people lock everybody down. There's only one guy that can do that. So there's only one Revis, and then you gotta fill in the rest. And he just happens to be a part of the top 5. Doesn't mean he's locked down Hall of Fame caliber, but right now in the NFL, he's like the 5th best quarterback.
I'll take Vontae Davis at number 5 over him right now.
Yeah, I would too.
I'll take Vontae over him
don't
right
like
now.
Cortland
A lot
Finnegan.
more physical. I'll take. He's not even top 10 cornerback, to be honest with you. There's a lot
So
more
you're telling
talent
me-
at the time.
let me
You
ask
got guys with the Bengals. What's his name? Leon Hall. You still got Champ Bailey. That's
Leon
much
Hall's
better.
not better
Champ Bailey.
than
You got
Cortland
guys
Finnegan.
better than this guy, man. You got a lot of guys.
Leon
that,
Hall is not better than Cortland
Are you
Finnegan.
kidding me?
That's false.
no,
Leon
definitely.
Leon Hall locked
Definitely.
down. I like his coverage
I'll
skills
take
way
Leon
better
Hall
than
over Cortland Finnegan all
any
day.
day of the week.
Come on.
I
Are you
like
kidding
his
me?
coverage skills better. His
Yeah,
coverage
let me
skills
get
coverage.
Hey, you taking Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie too, right?
He had a bad year. Him and Nnamdi Asomugha, both of those guys had down years.
And that was because they had
in
an
Philly.
offensive coach.
But before that, they were balling.
They had an O-line coach running the dang defense. That's why they had bad years. I take Sante Samuel over Cortland Finnegan.
I had to agree with that one.
Come on, $10 million a season?
Folks.
I won't take Asante Samuel man coverage over nobody.
Nah, man.
He's
Hey.
above man coverage. He's a zone quarterback.
Whoa.
Finnegan will get in your face.
No, that's the only thing he would do. That's the only thing I would give him. He's physical. That's the only thing I would give him. Because he's 5 foot nothing, he's 180 pounds. That's the only thing I would give him. But you're talking about pure covering wise, that guy is not worth $10 million a season. He's just not.
Speaking of a person being worth what they're getting paid, does it make any sense that Megatron gets a 8-year, $132 million deal?
It makes perfect sense because he's Megatron.
You telling me this is the biggest contract ever given to a receiver in the history of the league?
Did you not hear the talent?
I don't think he did. I don't think he heard me. It's Megatron.
What about when the Saints double covered him? The first game, when they put 2 people in front of him at the start of the play, and the Megatron is gone, and then that's $16 million locked up to
211
nothing.
yards in a playoff game last year. And they were double covering him and triple covering him. 12 catches, 211 yards. That's what I say to when 2 people try to line up over top of him. 12 catches, 211 yards. It's not his fault. The rest of the team couldn't get the job done. He's worth every penny. He probably should have got more because he's Megatron.
He should have got 180.
Easy. Just don't give him 200.
Folks, this is the exact reason why flies don't run NFL teams. Because they just throw away money to ridiculous receivers.
230 pounds. He runs a 4.340. He got 50 inch vertical. What do you want?
One knee injury, he's gone. $16 million in cap room, not used because one injury. That's one player. He only plays the receiver position. He doesn't even have the ball in his hand every
Is this guy
possession.
serious?
He doesn't.
Radio, is this guy serious over here?
Hey, I'm
what he's talking about?
I'm a Megatron guy. Let me tell you, when I first believed in
96 receptions, 1,600 yards, 15, 16 touchdowns, and you're telling me that guy doesn't deserve that money? You're crazy. I have nothing to say to this guy. Next topic,
because the talent has ordered me to the next topic. You know what? And just like a good soldier, I just move on to the next topic. So, folks, let me ask you. Peyton's down to his final 3, as you may call it. I don't agree with this final 3 because my fins ain't in it. Stephen Ross, I don't know where you're at, but you're not in it. You get rid of Brandon Marshall, and you still not in Peyton's top 3. What the hell is this, T-Mobile? Come on, man. You got to get in their favorite 5. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Now, you're down to the 49ers, as we talked about, the sleeper team out of nowhere. Then you have, so the talent, you must be pretty torn in this situation. You got your guy Tebow over there in Denver, who's basically, they're going to send him back to Christianity. Because he's not going to be
going back to Jacksonville.
And then you have the Titans, Tennessee Titans. So what do you guys think is the best fit for Peyton Manning?
Miami.
Well, if he wants to win a Super Bowl next year, he goes to San Francisco 49ers.
Miami has the Dolphins.
Plain and simple. We already named the reasons. Why he should go to the 49ers. If he doesn't go to the 49ers, he doesn't want to win a Super Bowl. That's it.
If he want to win a Super Bowl, he go to 49ers.
That's it. It's really not that hard.
It's that simple.
So let's say this.
If he wants to win a Super Bowl, he goes to San Francisco. If he like and love, he goes to Tennessee. And if he wants to kiss John Elway, you know what? He goes to Denver.
Screw Eli Manning. You come to the NFC, you kick him out of the NFC Championship and make him cry because he's a bum and I can't stand him. You're a loser. I hate Eli Manning.
Move the mic back.
Peyton's a loyal guy, and he's gonna do right by his little brother. Eli got 2 rings. Peyton got 1. He's gonna do right by his little brother. He loves Eli. You might hate Eli Manning talent, but Peyton doesn't.
First of all, if he wants to win a Super Bowl, he's going to come to the 49ers. The Broncos are not winning the Super Bowl, and the Titans are not winning the Super Bowl. They were horrible teams last year, but we were 1 game away from the dang Super Bowl. And if you add Peyton Manning to our team with Randy Moss and those guys that I named earlier, It's not even a discussion we need to have right now. I don't even know why I made that a question, to be honest with you.
I want to just chime in on one other point on this 49er debate. I want to say this. Another thing that's not being looked at, think about this. You have two cancerous receivers on the outside. Remember who you have out there. Moss, don't think Moss is just going to be this great, happy-go-lucky Randy Moss from Minnesota Vikings that's going to give you 1,500 yards. No, Peyton Manning shreds the ball around. Yes, some of these guys. Then you have Crabtree. Crabtree is another diva. So you're going to have Diva City. Talk about going Hollywood. You're going to have Diva City in San Fran. And if Payne is the type of guy, he doesn't want to deal with all of that. So if you got three Pro Bowl receivers, they're going to be somebody that's going to be upset. And I think it's going to be Crabtree. And then Crabtree is the type of guy. Okay, you can say all of that. But you remember, you still got Vernon you got to get the ball to, and you got three Pro Bowl receivers, and then you still got to give it to Frank.
Did he have a problem in Indy doing this? He didn't have no problem in Indy and get that ball to all those receivers.
Peyton's not the problem.
Exactly.
The problem is going to be the receiver being cancerous.
What I'm trying to tell you is Peyton spreads the ball, bro.
As long as they win, nobody will care.
Crabtree don't care about winning, man. He's a fly. He trying to get his stats.
Well, that's what you say. That's not what Michael Crabtree says.
Hey, the bottom line is they got to play through. They got to play through Davis. He's the best player on the team besides Manning. Is Manning fine? You got to go through him, spread the ball around. Hey, Manningham, hey, you make a catch when we need you to. Crabtree, I need 7 catches a game from you. And Randy Moss, I need 1 deep ball. If that happens, then win the Super Bowl.
That's it. Can't be said beautiful more than that.
Tonight I'm announcing.
I'm tired of talking about the Niners. I got some paperwork in front of me, folks. I want you guys to feel my pain. I got a question in front of me. It just seems like such a ridiculous question. I don't even want to talk about it. But I'm going to give you the question. This guy got the nerves to ask me, Alex Smith or Matt Flynn. I just want to burn the paper.
That's a good question.
I want to burn the paper where I stand as a Dolphin fan. I don't want Alex Smith anywhere near the state of Florida. Alex Smith should be banned from the state of Florida. You shouldn't even come close to 561 954 305. Stay the hell away, Alex Smith. We want nothing to do with you.
Let me ask you a question, though. What has Matt Flynn proven to you? This guy took a team to the playoffs last year and won playoff games. What has Matt Flynn proven that you would take him over Alex? That's all I want to know.
500 yards and 6 touchdowns.
Exactly.
One game. How many playoff games did he win? How many playoff games did he win? How many playoff games did he win? Exactly. How many playoff games did Alex Smith win? Exactly.
It's not that I'm so sold on Matt Flynn. It's just that I'm so unsold on Alex Smith. That's all it is. I'm unsold on Alex Smith.
Well, we know that you're unsold on winning. You've always been unsold on winning. Since Tim Tebow's been winning, you have been unsold.
There you go.
This guy's always been unsold on winning. He doesn't like winning. This is what Americans come to, is that no one cares about winning.
Radio, let me ask you a question. Who's the talent's favorite player?
The talent's favorite player is Timothy Richard. Tebow.
I was just a wild guess.
I was just wondering why. I'm winning Timothy Tebow.
I just want you to know, Radio,
now I'm winning Timothy Tebow.
Back to Tebow. I was having this conversation about this kid, about me getting my kid baptized, or me having a birthday party for my kid. And he's like, man, your party would be great if Tim Tebow was there. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Why am I going to get Tim Tebow at my party? He's like, your party's going to be better for having Tim Tebow there. I'm like, what are you talking about? My daughter's only a year old. She's like, but yeah, she'll still love Tim Tebow.
I mean, yes, you would. I mean, look at him. He's that guy.
Hey, the talent had the biggest man crush.
I don't have a man crush.
I
don't do man crushes, son.
We here at Spectator Sport don't condone man crushes. If you have a man crush, don't tell me you have. Just tell me you're gay. We have no problem with that. Just say it. Don't tell me you have a man crush. Because, I mean, if you're a man and you're over here crushing on other men, just be honest with yourself.
I've been a Tebow fan since he was at Nice High School, so don't want to. I mean, it's not like I just jumped on the man's bandwagon. I knew Tim Tebow since he was at Nice. I watched his championship game on TV when they were in the Dolphin Stadium. So I've been. I know this guy's always been great.
let's go ahead and switch it up real quick, guys. We don't have that much time left in the big show. At Spectator Sport, the #1 on Twitter. At Spectator Sport on Facebook. Follow us at Holland Jungle on Facebook, Holland Jungle production page. Please go ahead and like that at FUK Josh. Folks, go ahead and check this out. We have one other thing that I really want to get into. Me being a big Madden player that I am, I love Madden. Maybe a little too much. I mean, my thumbs are all bruised and battered. I got some terrible Xbox controllers. I mean, folks, you don't want to know what happens in my life. Let's go ahead and just talk about the Madden curse that has struck the great Peyton Hillis, the greatest white running back in the league. He was just signed to a one-year deal by the Chiefs. How do you go from being the franchise running back, cover of Madden, you doing everything, the greatest running back since sliced bread?
He was never a franchise running back, though, just to let you know that.
Radio Raheem, what do you think about Peyton Hillis' situation at the time being right now?
Peyton Hillis. First and foremost, he should have, as soon as Madden put him in the running for the cover, he should have said no thank you.
Man, you
gotta think about it. This guy, he's a bruiser. Bruisers don't last long anyway. When you add the curse on top of a bruiser, that's what happens.
The Gronk requested to be on the Madden cover for next year.
The Gronk did.
And Gronk requested it. So Gronk gonna be auditioning and dancing.
There's a difference. Peyton Hillis, he's a career backup. He finally gets a shot. He makes it happen. He's been overlooked his whole life. Nobody expects nothing out of him. So he should have backed down. He's like, hey, he should have been like, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Hey, slow down. I don't want to be a man. Now, the Gronk, on the other hand, All-American high school tight end, best player in American college, best player in the NFL, 6'7", 260 with washboard abs.
Jimmy Graham might have something to say about that. Jimmy Graham may have something to say about that.
Hey, say it again. 6'7", 260 with washboard abs.
Black guys.
That's unheard of.
The Gronk.
Gotta be able to cover Madden.
I get it.
6'7",
Hey,
260 with washboard abs.
Now,
But check me
Washboard
out.
abs.
We gotta have Gronk on the cover in the club shirtless. Like how he was in the club dancing. You gotta have that picture on Madden.
Cause that's
2 days before surgery.
That's what it's all about. You gotta have Gronk in the club, and then you gotta have a scene in the game of Madden where you could just leave, like before the game, you could just go to the club, or after the game, even if you lose the Super Bowl, instead of going to that Obama clip after you beat the game, you could go to the clip of the Gronk in the club dancing. That'd be the perfect cheat code. Cheat code, baby. Madden. Think about it, Madden folks out there. We giving you ideas.
Think about that.
Spectator Sport, that's what we do. Let's go ahead and switch it up. I want to talk about the NBA. Finally, I can get to talk about what I really want to talk about. Mike D'Antoni, I got you fired because I was tired of that no defensive system. I'm tired of Mike D'Antoni. The Knicks is 3-0 since his firing. What do you guys think about Radio Raheem? What do you think about the Knicks moving forward? Do you think they're better for firing?
Let me tell you. First and foremost, the guy's name is D'Antoni. Let's get that out the way first. The guy's Mike D'Antoni. Second, they hired the guy knowing that he doesn't coach defense. He's not a defensive coach. Secondly, they brought in Carmelo Anthony when he didn't want Carmelo Anthony. The Knicks were better with Gallinari, Wilson Chandler, Raymond Felton, all those guys they sent to Denver, they were better. So this is what the Knicks asked for. Going forward, they'll never beat the Bulls in the series. They'll never beat the Eastern series. They'll never do anything. It's a waste of time.
Well, I disagree. As far as breaking Carmelo in, that was the right thing to do. Those guys don't change the franchise like he does. But D'Antoni, he just, you can't. I mean, with that system, and you're bringing in Carmelo, it just didn't match. You know what I mean? And then it just started to rear its ugly head with with Lynch taking more shots than Carmelo. Carmelo's probably being more passive. Amari's not getting the ball because of the system. It just didn't make for it was too many superstars on that team to run a system.
Yeah, that system made no sense.
I mean, now with Woodson at the helm, it's more isolation with Carmelo like he did with Joe Johnson to make Joe Johnson that big star. Let him do his thing. Feed Amari in the post. Jeremy Lin's not taking all these shots, all these turnovers because he's trying to run the system on his pick and roll nonsense. I mean, it made sense to get rid of him.
They had a 25-point win. I mean, you get rid of your coach and you win by 25. That says a lot about the team. That tells me those guys, it's like that locker room has been waiting to get rid of this guy. Because that system, these guys are done with that system, man. You can't tell me you got guys that are proven knowing how to play this game in this league, and then they come into your system and they forget how to play. Carmelo doesn't go from being one of the top 5 players in this league to get into the Knicks and be one of the top 30 players in this league. He's playing like you might go take.
He's been playing like garbage.
Garbage. I mean, he's not Carmelo Anthony.
He wasn't
That's
Carmelo
terrible.
Anthony, no. He hasn't been Carmelo
top 5?
He was until he went to the Knicks.
No, Carmelo was top 5 when he was in Denver.
Yeah, Carmelo's top 5. Are you kidding me?
Are you serious?
This man was averaging 29, 28 a season.
What are you talking
At least
about?
27.
Hey,
Come on.
false. Yeah, that's false. But listen. See, this is the problem with you young guys. This is the problem with you young guys. All you keep calling for is the offensive players. The guy don't play defense. He can't be top 5 if he don't play defense.
Kevin Durant don't play no defense.
Exactly.
Kevin Durant don't
Durant
play
plays
defense.
0 defense.
Durant makes plays on defense.
I don't think he's even on the floor on defense. I think he actually disappears into the locker room
have a
when the other team has the ball.
that made him play defense.
Before Melo got traded to the Knicks,
LeBron
he didn't play D.
Huh?
How this guy top 5 in the league? I don't understand. How is he top 5 in the defense?
His scoring ability puts him in the top 5. He can shoot
Plus
it.
he's
He
mellow.
can drive it. He has the game. His offensive skill set puts him in the top 5. You name 5 guys in the league that scores better than this guy.
I mean, he's LeBron's rival, basically. And he
Word, 2 syllables.
got to be right there.
Slow your roll.
Well, you go ahead and give me your
You
list,
don't think
big man.
a personal rival to LeBron James is Carmelo Anthony?
I mean, he's
And
not on
has that-
LeBron's level.
I'm not saying he's on that level, but what I'm saying is coming out of the same draft.
The playoffs, and Melo getting bounced out round 1 because he's fat, he got baby fat, he's out of shape, and he don't play defense.
Hey, like I said, you name 5 guys in the league that score better than Carmelo Anthony. I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna
No,
give you 2 minutes.
you said score. You said score.
You really can't.
You really
Other than
can't. That
Kobe,
guy can score the basketball. He can score the basketball.
He's top 3 in scoring.
he can't.
Because he can't post. KD don't
Carmelo can
post.
post and shoot like KD.
Carmelo posts. He goes down low. He puts it back. Get his own putback.
Listen,
KD don't want that
He's a top
drama.
3 scorer. He's a top 3 scorer.
He hasn't won any scoring championship.
Yeah, I understand he's the one that
He
scored.
scored
Look
28,
at who is his
29.
coach. Look at his coach, George Karl, and now this guy with D'Antoni. He doesn't take that many shots. He doesn't run the system. It's not his
He never
game.
shoots a high percentage from the field. He just takes a bunch of freaking shots. High volume
He take a lot
shots.
of bad
He takes 30 shots a game. I'm sorry.
He's a new John
I'll
Starks.
take like 10 guys in the middle right now.
Way better than John Starks to ever be in his life.
All right,
He's got
folks.
the franchise change.
Let's go ahead and talk about another pretty big trade that was done during the trade deadline.
Chip, I know where you're going.
Go ahead and talk about it. Since you know where I'm going, talk about it.
Ramon Sessions, LA.
That was not where he was going.
I was definitely
Hey,
not going with that trade. I was going with the bigger Monte Ellis trade for.
hey, does anybody care about that
Andrew
trade?
Andrew
That
Bogut,
trade makes
Jackson.
either one of those teams better?
Why not?
So how do you feel about the Monte Ellis trade? Did you like the trade for Golden State or you didn't?
I don't care about the trade. It didn't make them better. It didn't make them worse. It just got rid of one of those shooters off their team.
I think it made them better, to be honest with you.
No. If Andrew Bogut comes back at his old form, it's a great trade for Golden State. I don't know what the heck Milwaukee was thinking, but
I don't
it's a
know
good
either.
trade for Golden State.
That was
If
stupid.
Golden's healthy.
So what about? Do you think they got rid of the right guy by getting rid of Monte as opposed to Steph Curry? Steph Curry's had some injury issues. I mean, Steph Curry's an unbelievable offensive player. His game IQ is off the charts. He has a crazy jump shot. But I mean, Monte Ellis is an aggressive scorer.
Monte Ellis is selfish though. He's a selfish player.
Definitely.
And that's why I think they made the right decision of bringing a big man and getting rid of him, because you can't have two guys like Ellis and Curry, and Ellis is he's a selfish guy. He doesn't want to pass. Curry is, he came from Davidson. He knows to play team basketball because he knows that's what it takes to win. So bringing in the big man of Bogut with Curry, I think that would have been a better combination than Ellis, because Ellis was doing shoot. And like I said, Curry played at Davidson. He understands that, it's a team game. It takes a team to, he's more of a team guy. Ellis, I'm a superstar. I'm jacking up shots all night long. I can score the basketball. None of you guys are better than me. So if you say anything to me, I'm going to be a dog and I'm going to fight.
Hey, I don't know about the thug and the fighting, but I agree with the basketball set.
You might not agree with it, but I see the tattoos on his arm. Yes, I'm stereotyping him. I don't care.
Fool. Folks, we don't agree with stereotypes of any nature. We know that if you see a woman walking around with whore's clothing, that she's not a whore. We know for sure that she's not a whore if she walks around whore's clothing. But folks, Spectator Sport, we're almost done. The big show, we got almost there to our grand finale. We got to give you the big You a Fool grand finale. Folks, I'm getting ready for it. Give me a second. Now, before we get into our You a Fool, let's talk about the Heat almost blowing a 40-point lead. Raheem, what do you think about the Heat blowing that 40-point lead?
I mean, I think it was only 27 points, but that's close enough to 40. I think that the Heat is so good that they relax. That's all it is. They relax. I'm better than you. You know I'm better than you. I'm blowing your doors off. I'm going to kick back and relax. And unfortunately, the professional sports league, you can't do that. But I don't have no problem with it. And as a matter of fact, it doesn't even matter what the Heat do. If they don't win a chip, they're bums. So they can blow lead. They can come back from 40 points down.
Let me tell you what the Heat's problem has been in the last 2 games. Let me tell you what the problem's been. Chris Bosh. He has not been on the court with them. He's been on the court, but he hasn't been on the court because he hasn't been doing anything. The guy has not been scoring. He's been turning the ball over. He's been playing like a bum the past 2 games, and he did it again against the Sixers. Chris Bosh was not scoring. He hasn't been giving them anything. He's been giving them turnovers. He's been giving the ball to the other team. And when I was watching them come back and making that run, Wade and LeBron was holding up their end. Wade had a little bad game against the Sixers, but he still held his own. But Bosh did nothing. So it's Chris Bosh. To me, it's been a problem. He has to stay involved.
Think about that.
When this guy's not involved, they're going to struggle.
I promise you.
The Heat should have traded Chris Bosh and 2 first rounders for Dwight Howard.
Yeah, that trade would have never happened.
That would have been a perfect trade. Chris Bosh for Dwight Howard. The Heat definitely would have purchased a championship then.
Fool. You are fool.
Well, let's go ahead and we're almost done with the big show, folks. Let's go ahead and thank all the great people at Holland Jungle for making this show happen. I want to thank all the great people in the building. Thanks, Muscle. Thanks to Cortex in the building. I want to thank Talent for being on the mic. Thanks again, Radio Raheem, for tuning in to the big show. I know you heard a lot of foolish, ridiculous things all week, probably just in the last hour. So I'm sure you got enough to give us your You a Fool of the week. Go ahead, Radio Raheem, send us off with your You a Fool. We'll get one from Talent, and we'll get one from me, and we'll go ahead and send it off. Thanks again for tuning in to Spectator Sport, folks. Go ahead, Radio Raheem, give me your You a Fool. But hold on, let me give you my introduction before you get into it.
We will
You a fool, you a fool,
introduction.
you a fool. Go ahead, Radio Raheem.
Talent, you a fool. I'm glad that you don't know Austin Rivers because he listened to you and went to the league. He'd be an idiot. He'd be a fool. So you a fool for suggesting he should go to the NBA after this season.
You ain't supposed to come at me on the You a Fool. You supposed to get at somebody else.
I'm coming at you.
My You a Fool is actually going to be on our Facebook page of this crazy woman who pulled a contraceptive out of the toilet bowl. Was that a toilet bowl? I don't know what she did. And she took a syringe and pulled the semen out of it and put it inside of herself because the guy...
It's called a condom.
Yeah, it's called a condom. You may not be used to it, or you may not be informed, but we do use safe sex over here.
She pulls it out because he's an idiot and he didn't flush the toilet. He's the fool in this case, and she inserts it in herself. It's disgusting. It's something repulsive. I never want to think about that again. I hope it's not really a real video, but it was on media takeout. I actually happened to see it. It was disgusting. Okay. But it will be posted on our Facebook site, people. It is posted on our Facebook site, so you guys might want to go check that out. It was pretty disturbing, though.
Folks, thanks again for tuning in to Spectator Sport. We've added a chick of the day to our Facebook posting. Please tune in for it. And it's like I said, we know what beauty is, and we know everybody else does. So go ahead and check us out at YouTube at FUK Josh. Spectator Sport, the #1. Let me go ahead and give you my You a Fool. I don't know if you guys recognize this week there was a Brinks, a non-Brinks employee dressed up as a Brinks employee, walked into some type of establishment and left with $160,000 in cash.
Yes.
And just walked out. Just because they had on some Brinks clothing. So you know what? I'm about to take my behind down to Chase and
got away?
And got away scotch-free. $160,000.
So who was the fool in this case today?
No, he's not my You a Fool. I just had to mention that because I seen somebody got away. You know, we always like to see the bad guys get away. Unless they doing something ridiculous to kids, then bad guys, shame on you. But we like the bad guys, you know, just like Face Off. We always like to see the bad guys win. But let me give you my You a Fool. My You a Fool has to be this sick couple in Philadelphia who met, I guess they met a woman online on Facebook. And they beat her up and set her on fire. So if you're meeting people online on Facebook and then you proceed to get beaten up and set on fire, you a fool.
Yo, that's
Stay the hell off Facebook meeting people. You can be on Facebook because if you're on Facebook, at least come to Spectator Sport and hang out with us and like the stuff that we do because we always wilding out. And if you can't make it to Facebook, you might can catch us on Twitter at SpectatorSport, the #1, at NandoChang89, at hOLLANDjUNGLE. You know, we all over on Twitter. But if that doesn't work, you can check us at hOLLANDjUNGLE.com. Thanks again for tuning in, Spectator Sport.
Yeah, that's very sick, though, that they did that to that woman. I hope they die.
I mean, it makes no sense. Why would you do something like that to somebody? You invite somebody into your home.
They must have knew her.
I mean,
they knew her.
No, I mean, she just met them on Facebook. She met them on Facebook. And for folks, if you want to see the audio, it will be posted on our Facebook page at Spectator Sport Facebook page. We're gonna post the audio.
So is she dead?
Is she dead? No, she was just burned. I think she suffered 3rd or 4th degree burns. But you know, folks, I'm a fly. I'm not going to get all the information. I just get half the information, and I give you what I got. Thanks again for tuning in.
Yeah, that's sick.
Spectator Sport.